to an express flow with myself, Nikki, at Manifest Yoga Studio. Today we're going to get into hamstrings. I've just found that with the sitting around that we're doing and just a short period that we can go for a walk or something during the day, my hamstrings are feeling a little tighter than normal. So I thought a really nice thing to do would be to really just do this little short practice and get deep into our hamstrings and see if we can find some length and ease them out a little bit. So we're going to go right ahead and we're going to start in a downward dog. Now we're going to just start by pedaling out our down dog and just feeling into the back of each leg. If you're never sure where your downward dog should be, just start yourself in a nice easy tabletop. So wrists below the shoulders, and then just tuck under, knees below the hips, tuck under your toes, and push yourself back, and there you are, you're in your downward dog, and just ease into one heel down to the ground, and then ease with the other heel down to the ground. And then we're going to find ourselves in center, so pressing the palms into the mat. We're going to pull our belly button in towards our spine, lift the tailbone, come onto the tips of the toes, and then roll the heels down towards the mat. It does not matter if they go all the way. If you still need to feel you need to pedal it out a little bit, then do so. And then just find yourself here for a moment. Just taking a few breaths and finding that length, maybe lengthen through the back a little bit more if that feels good. Beautiful. And then we're going to just take our right foot and cross it along the inside of the left. Press down onto that left heel. Try and keep the hands nice and even. Take about 5 breaths there, and then swap them back. So making sure the feet are hip distance apart. Now we're going to take the left, take it around the inside of the right, and find a little bit more length into that right hamstring. You'll probably feel it in the back of the calf, maybe more than the top part of your leg. But that's okay, we're going to get all the way into the back of those legs. And then come back through center, give it a little pedal out if you need to. Beautiful. That's nice. And then just nice and easy, walking your feet to the top of your space. And you're going to find yourself just in a nice easy forward fold. So feet hip distance apart. Just bring your fingers to your elbows as we start with our ragdoll here. We're slowly working into the backs of these legs. So if you need to keep the knees a little bit bent at this stage, do so. Fingers to elbows will allow the body to hang here. Beautiful. Just find length in the spine and find length in the back of the legs. Maybe just moving around a little bit if it feels good. Opening up into the hips, but option just to hang right in center. Beautiful. Then lift the chest. Take the fingers to the floor. If you need blocks, grab your books or whatever it is you need. And find yourself in a nice little halfway lift. So we're going to lengthen the legs this time. If you need to, bring your hands onto your shins here. Find a nice flat back. Take a moment in your flat back position. Take a big breath in. And then start to walk your hands down. Maybe your hands or fingers will come onto the tops of your feet, maybe the floor. Maybe your palms will come down. Just see how it feels. Take a moment here. Beautiful. Lift the head, come back into your halfway position. Take a pause. Beautiful. And then we're going to take our hands back down to the mat and step our left leg back. We're coming into pyramid, so about 1 meter. And just turn that left leg out to about a 60-degree angle. Right toes are pointing forward. Walk your hands back slightly. Again, find your nice flat back, or as much of a flat back as you can find. If you need to be here, that's okay. Otherwise, fingers to floor. Lengthen, open up through the heart space, and then find your fold. Bringing forehead down to the shin. Pulling back on your left hip here.
Take one more breath here. And then bring all the energy into your toes of your right foot. I want you to bring your left knee in so it lines up with your right knee here. So tuck the heel right in as much as you can. You can stay right here. You're going to feel a deep stretch. If it feels good, take the fingers back. Lean back into the heel. You're really going to get deep into that hamstring of the right leg. Couple more breaths. Perfect. Release. Take the hands back forward and take this left leg and tuck it around underneath and try and bring it in line. So you're going to come onto the outside blade of that left foot and keep the toes in line with each other. So options here. First one is to keep the left hand down onto the floor and just take that right hand up towards the ceiling. If you're feeling like you've got it in a little bit of space, take that left hand and take hold of the left foot. Beautiful. Release that left hand. Take it down onto the floor and just allow yourself to come to sit down onto the floor. You're going to find that this right leg is over the top of the left. Make a little bit of a shift here. And bring this round into a half cow face. So kind of lining up the knees. Just tuck this foot around to the side. And keep your left hand onto that right foot. Nice and tall. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Lengthen the crown of head toward the ceiling. And then take the right hand across to that left foot. Now please be mindful of this pose. It's super strong stretch into the back or lower part of this hamstring. So you're just going to find your edge and then you're going to ease back from it. If it feels good and you want to fall down and take the chin down, do so. Just going where it feels good for you and never going too far, particularly in this pose. Please be careful and mindful, but it is a lovely deep stretch into the back of that seated leg. And take another breath here. Beautiful. Lengthen up through the spine. I'm going to take this leg and just take the foot onto the floor, so we have the knee in towards the center of the body. Take the right hand into the air and take it down behind. Take the left hand into the air and bring the elbow down to the outside, just coming into this lovely twist. Not part of the hamstring, but just a really nice feel good, so that our muscles are all interlinked. They don't work on their own. So your hamstrings will join into your glutes and into your lower back. And sometimes you feel a lower back pain, it could be hamstring, it could be something else. So we want to work all the stuff around it. Beautiful, and ease that out. Very mindfully take this left hand down onto the floor and you're going to push yourself back up through that pose. I needed a bit of help there. And then take that right hand back into the air. Take a moment here. Beautiful, and then you're going to take the left leg back to the back there and find yourself in a revolve lunge. So sink down into this, pull the right thigh in towards the side body, lengthen through the shoulder blades. So make some space there. Beautiful, and then we're going to bring that left knee down onto the mat. We're going to find ourselves in a half Hanuman. So in a half Hanuman, we want to try and keep this knee and hip in alignment and send the right foot outside here. Pull the toes up towards the ceiling. So nice flat back to start with. And then taking yourself wherever you feel that you can go into this fold. Beautiful. And then breathe in as you lift the heart. And this time you're going to take both hands around and over the right leg. You're going to come into a twist. So just be mindful. Keep pulling the toes up towards the ceiling. Keep pulling back on this right hip. You're going to feel it. And a couple of breaths here. Beautiful. And then come back through center. Mindful how you do so. And then bring yourself down onto your mat, either sitting on your heel or just pulling the leg outside so the heel is tucked in next to the outside of the thigh. So if you're feeling you're sitting a little bit crooked here, grab a cushion or something and put it underneath this hip, or make a bit of space. So take the left knee out towards the side. So this kind of just align you a little bit better. You want your hips to be fairly even towards the ground. You're going to pull the right toes up towards the ceiling and lengthen through the spine. And then with a breath out, just find yourself in your fold wherever you wish to go. So maybe you're just a little bit forward like this. Heart is up and open, or maybe you want to come down onto your forearms. Maybe you want to go a little bit further and start to work the chin towards the shin. Inhale as you walk that back up. Take a little bit of a bend into this right leg. Just pull the foot back onto the mat. Make sure you are sitting nice and square again. Take your left hand and just take it onto your left ankle just to support yourself. And wrap your hand around the outside of this right foot. Just first of all, lengthen through your spine and pull the thigh in towards the belly. So start to keep that thigh in towards the belly and start to lift off the floor. So maybe you only go to here, maybe your hamstrings are super tight. Maybe you can go a little bit further, maybe you can lengthen the leg. Just pulling the toes up towards the ceiling, but keeping yourself, so don't want to rock backwards like this. You want to keep yourself sitting nice and tall on your sit bones. Take another breath here. Beautiful, and release that. Take that right leg down to the end of the mat. We're going to curl this leg around and bring the left foot in towards the right thigh here. So just make a little shift, make sure you are sitting nice and forward. So rock yourself forward. Again, the toes up towards the ceiling, breath in as you find that length, and breath out as you take the fold. So again, maybe you are just here, and that is okay. Maybe you want to fold a little bit more. Maybe you want to take hold of the foot, just looking towards the toes. Maybe you want to come down all the way. Beautiful. Breath in, lift through the heart, walk your hands back. Take a little cross into your ankles, roll yourself over and make your way back to your downward dog. Hopefully that right leg is feeling a little bit more spacious. Just give it a little bit of a wriggle out. And then walk your way back to the top of your space. You find yourself back in your halfway lift. This time we're going to take our two fingers here and wrap them underneath our big toe. And you're going to press that big toe down onto the fingers as support. Okay. Lift the heart. Take a bend into the elbows and start to pull yourself down. Doesn't matter how far you go, maybe you stay right here. Maybe you can't even reach the toes, maybe the hands are on the shins, that's okay. Wherever feels good to you, you will go there. Beautiful. Breath and lift the heart. Unravel those hands. This time we're going to step that right leg back. I'm going to find that pyramid pose. So back foot is at about a 60-degree angle. We're in our lovely long pyramid here. Again, finding wherever goes for you. So maybe you want your hands onto your shin. Pull back on the left hip. Maybe you want to fold all the way down. Beautiful. And then we're going to press our energy into our left toes and bring the right knee in towards the left. Tuck it right in. Pull this heel up towards the buttock. And then if you want to, so maybe staying here, or if you want to, taking the hands around behind and leaning back into the heel and getting this really deep stretch. and just ease out of that. Now you're going to take the right leg, you're going to tuck it underneath, bring it around, make sure the toes are in alignment here. Right hand stays on the mat, left hand rises. If it feels good and you've got the space, take that right hand across to that right foot. Beautiful, ease out of that. Take that right hand, back down to the floor and ease yourself down onto the floor. Beautiful. I'll just turn around so that I can see you or you can see me. Now we're going to take the left leg across and we're going to tuck it round. So we're in our half cow face this side. Right hand comes and tucks onto that left foot. Make yourself nice and tall. Lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And now take that left hand across towards the right toes. Be mindful. You're going to feel that pull. And just behind the knee and the lower part of the hamstring. So go easy here. Especially if your hamstrings are feeling a little tight. Mine are definitely not feeling the way they used to. I have been trying to stretch them out. But it is what it is. So we accept and we work through it. Beautiful. Breath in as you lift to the heart. Take that left foot down onto the floor. Breath in as you sweep that left hand up towards the ceiling, or right hand up towards the ceiling, and come into that twist. Beautiful. You're going to come out of that twist, and exactly the same way you came up, I'm going to have to just turn myself around here. Is you're going to just bring yourself back up through that Dylan's pose. So pressing the right hand into the mat, pressing into the left toes, and bring yourself back up to Dylan's pose, as I call it. Now taking that right foot back to the back of the mat, you find yourself in your revolved lunge. Take a pause here. Sink into this, pull the left thigh in towards the side body. Beautiful, and then bring that hand down onto the mat, left hand on the mat. Bring that left knee down and find ourselves first of all in our half Hanuman. So making sure that hip and knee are in alignment. Pull the left toes up towards the ceiling. Find yourself wherever it feels like you need to go on this side, and notice or be aware that each side will feel very different. So pulling back on that left hip. Beautiful. Breath in as you lift the heart. Walk the hands around towards the side. So right hand coming across that left knee. Or you're going to feel it so much more. Toes still up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Beautiful. Back through center. And then just lowering yourself down onto your mat. Again, you can be tucked onto this or onto a cushion if you need to. Or this little half hero pose where the foot is just to the outside here. Again, if you're not feeling you're like you're square on a mat, make a little bit of space. So tighter this hips and hamstrings, the more space you need. And it's okay to take it really wide if that's where you feel you need to go. Breath in as you lengthen through the spine, and breath out as you come into that fold. Two more breaths here. Inhale, lift the head, walk the hands back. A little bit of adjustment if you need it. Take a little bend into that left leg, keeping this right leg around. Right hand just coming onto this ankle just to support yourself. And then wrapping the hand around the outside of this left foot here. Start to bring the thigh in towards the belly. So find yourself there. Start to lengthen. Maybe you only go to here. That's okay. You don't have to go any further. Maybe that's enough for your hamstring on this side. Lengthen if you can. Just remember, don't rock back like this. So rather be upright with a bend than sitting back with a straight leg. One more breath. Beautiful, and release that. Unravel this right leg, bring that right foot around to the inside of this left thigh. You're finding yourself in your Janu Sirsasana. So make yourself nice and tall. Sit forward on your sit bones. Inhale as you lengthen through your spine. Exhale as you find your fold. Beautiful, one more breath. Inhale as you walk your hands back. Always remembering, if you're wanting to stretch a muscle, the opposite muscle has to be active. So when we're in yin, we're passive. Our toes are just relaxed. When we want to actively stretch, we want to activate the opposite muscle, and then we get a stretch out of the hamstring. We want to activate the quad. So lengthen both feet down to the end of the mat. Give them a little bit of a wiggle and roll yourself down onto your back. You're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. You're going to wrap your two fingers around your big toe. Try and keep your left hip down towards the floor. So cage your left hand and place it onto your left hip so you're nice and square here. Shoulders are open and rolled down. And start to extend that leg up towards the ceiling. Maybe it doesn't go all the way. Maybe you still got a little bit of a bend here. That's okay. And then breath out and just take it down, around to the side, wherever it can go. Try and keep this left hip down, but keep the shoulders and chest nice and open. Bring it back through center. Again, taking the heel up towards the ceiling, does not matter if it is straight. And just a gentle lift up as you pull your chin towards that shin. Beautiful, take a little release. Send it down to the end of the mat. Let's come through to the other side. We're going to bring the left knee in towards the chest. Take those two fingers, wrap it around the big toe. The right hand comes onto this right thigh or right hip. Just to lengthen it, start to take it up towards the ceiling. It's okay if it stays here. And then with a breath out, start to take it down towards the floor. I'm going to hit the wall and run out of space. That's okay. You can move around and make sure you've got space to do this properly. Bring it back through center. Pause there. Bring yourself up. Chin coming towards shin. Beautiful, and then a nice little release. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a hug here. And when you're ready, just rolling yourself up to sitting. Thank you so much for joining me for this express flow. I really enjoyed getting that stretch into my hamstrings, and I hope you do too. Thank you so much. Namaste.